Yeah, so from the last stream, I couldn't finish doing the verse 17 reflection just because Yuki had thrown up and then I had to clean it. Like, he didn't throw up anything big, it's just like mucus, kind of concerning, but hopefully he's okay. He seems okay. I don't know. He's always feeling, oh, the way he acts is like kind of old. Like, he is pretty old. Not too old though. Like, he's almost 8 years old. So it's not too concerning. But yeah, hopefully it's fine. And then my other cat came in the room and then he was about to step on the barf because he didn't see it. It was like just soaking in the carpet. So I had to cut the stream off. But yeah, I think I'll finish this reflection first and then we'll get on with the Hobbit book. I really, really like this book. It's so nice. I love reading it every night. What in the world was that noise? It literally sounded like a gunshot. I don't know if you even picked up on the stream, but yeah. Total of 19 chapters, and we're already at the 13th one. So excited. Alright, let me just continue this real quick. So yeah, 17. Hey, how come it's not coming up? Oh, now it is. Hey, Alien Cockerel, welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Hope you've been good since the last stream. Oh, good. That would be ayati or denies his signs. There are two crimes here: fabricating a lie against Allah's parent on it and rejecting the truth. Good, and you? I'm good too, thank you. Um, yeah, I mean, today felt kind of like a waste of time, but honestly, it wasn't because I was just feeling globby earlier, but it's because I was fasting, so that was good. I fasted. If you're fasting, then it's not a waste of time, even if you waste time. I just took a shower, clipped my nails, prayed, and now I'm good. And we're gonna continue, read the book, go to sleep, or fold some clothes, then go to sleep. And then tomorrow we're gonna have some Din Tai Fung, inshallah. So the second card is mentioned, which is rejecting the truth when it comes from him. You're Arabic because I had an Arabic friend. I'm not Arab, I just know Arabic. Not in terms of talking, just like reading and writing. A little bit of talking, I don't know. But yeah, Noob is cool guy. Welcome back to the stream. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Time isn't a waste. I see. Yeah. If you're fasting, then it's not a waste because every second you're getting rewarded. But sinning is the only waste of time. Other than sinning, if you're like enjoying your time, if you're spending it in a highlighted way that makes you happy, it's never a waste of time. Whatever makes you happy, it's not a waste of time. The only waste is not reading the Quran. then you'd have to read the Quran 24/7, which is possible actually. If you think about it, Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah would do 60 khatams back to back in Ramadan. Two khatams a day. Imagine how much he'd have to recite. But if you have it memorized and if it's like just like that, like you know it like that, it probably not take too long. How much welfare do you receive on a monthly basis? Welfare? Do you mean like from the government? I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, welcome to the stream holiday racing. I don't have an answer to that. I don't know. So إنه لا يفلح المجرمون. Indeed, the criminals will not succeed. لا يفلحوا, they will not achieve success, will not prosper, will not attain their goals. This is stated with certainty, with emphasis through inna. Have you done a room reveal? I have in one of the live streams. Good luck finding it though. It's not that interesting. Can I have mod? Hello, Jamie is real. If you stick around, maybe you can. But I don't give it the first time somebody joins the stream. If you come, like over and over throughout the lives, like I do multiple lives a week, like 2 times a day, roughly. But we'll see, we'll see. I do have a problem though with giving too much mod. But yeah, can I get mod back? I don't know about that, noob. You're gonna have to publicly apologize to the chat that you disturbed, including all the OG people like Queen, Tofu, Air Scott. They're coming though. You're gonna have to publicly apologize for being a disturbance to them, okay? Are you studying? I am. Hello, Jimmy Bank. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? How much money and services do you receive from the government? That is a very interesting question. You're already assuming based on, I don't know what, that I need the government's money. That's quite, I don't know. I am a humiliation. I won't be stupid with mod. I trust that you won't be stupid with mod, but just not the first time around, the first live. This is stated with certainty, with emphasis through in. I'm a humiliation that funny. Can I see your face? You asked the same thing as Noob is cool guy. Do you guys know each other or just coincidence that you're saying the same thing? But I don't show my face online. I should have never been born. Was that too far? Yeah, that was. Because you're going against Qadr. And you as a Muslim should know that everything is preordained. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala willed it that you would be alive. So if you're disagreeing to what God has chosen for you, that's not good. The porta put me in a coma. Oh dear. Welcome to the stream, Iron Kia. I hope you feel better soon. Um, you know, Saji Dabari said the same thing. So it's kind of foreshadowing. Where the other mods? They're coming soon. They usually come in the middle of the live stream. Me too a lot is that Jamil wants to see your Indian face. Yeah, Alien, get her. He's being racist. I'm not Indian. This ayah also carries a warning for anyone who handles the Quran. Lying against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala isn't limited to fabricating entirely new scripture. But how come I can't concentrate with me Muslim? Really, Jamie Israel. That's cool. Where you from, Jamie? Better not be Philippines. I'm young, so it's not a big deal. You shouldn't think that way, noob. Because even if you're young, you're still aware, you know? If you're aware, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, is the one who knows like the one who does not know. You're not ignorant. So if you don't act upon your knowledge that you have, that's still bad. Whether you're baligh or not baligh, you have to act upon what you know about Islam already, even before your deeds count. You know why? It's because wait, I was gonna say something. Hold on, let me think. No, oh yeah, so when you're 10 years old, actually when you're 7, you're supposed to start praying. And by 10, if you don't pray, you're supposed to get slapped. Okay? Because that's the most important thing you could ever hold on to in your lifetime. So if that's in terms of praying, imagine the basics, the acting, the character. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah said the entire religion of Islam is good character. And that does include prayer. But other than prayer, good character is acting upon what you know. Basically everything that the Quran states. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope I'm not like lecturing you so much that it doesn't make sense. You need to take an Adderall before your streams. I'm not like um uh getting distracted by anything. I'm just I don't know. I'm just thinking. Okay, maybe I do. I don't know. No, like I was asking Jamie age. Okay. Also, no cats in your stream making it hard to focus. There is a cat. He's right here. You can't even tell because his belly looks like the bed sheet. Me from Philippines. Okay, so you and Noob are kind of related, aren't? What time? Also, what time is it for you? 9? Okay. Noob seems to have an alternate account here. And yeah, Jimmy's 1 year younger. How do you know? Actually, no, he said 9, as in his age, not the time of his place. Anyways, this is stated with certainty through inna. This ayah also carries a warning for anyone who handles the Quran. Lying against Allah isn't limited to fabricating entirely new scriptures. It includes misrepresenting what Allah Azza wa Jal has said. When we interpret the Quran, we must do so with sincerity and care. Yet mistakes in tafsir are possible. Scholars differ, and that's understood. But what about intentionally twisting meanings? Interpreting ayahs in ways we know are incorrect because it pleases certain audiences, or because it avoids difficult truths, or because it makes people more comfortable. The cat belly looks like marble wall. It does. By Jamie. Is Jojo left-handed? I am. I am. Yes. Yes. Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't just judge what comes out of our mouths. He knows what's in the heart. The intention behind how we present His revelation matters enormously. To deliberately misrepresent the Quran, even subtly, even with good intentions, falls under the umbrella of this severe warning. So, mm, how do you not get smudges? I don't know. I think it's the pen. Wait, what are some reflections? You sound unenthusiastic. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm tired. It is midnight after all, like 1 a.m. So some reflections we can make based on this ayah are to not be lenient with how we speak about Islam. Sometimes um we talk very loosely about the Quran or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's a major warning here. I don't know if I could say that it's a major sin, just because, obviously I would say that it's a major sin, but I don't want to say the wrong thing because I don't have any dalil for that. But it is really, really a huge mistake. So this is addressing on the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's side how he can't lie about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are two warnings here, right? Fabricating or actually lying about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Islam, and secondly, rejecting that truth. So first, he can't lie. That's number one. This is a warning to him first, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then the second warning is to the people he's conveying to. So who is more unjust than he who invents a lie about Allah or denies his signs? Indeed, the criminal will not succeed. He's calling both sides criminals. Assalamu alaikum Joria. Yo, me 5013 or Haya actually. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? You sound like you're about to doze off. Um yeah, I guess so. But I'm not gonna doze off. Don't worry. So yeah, we're doing the tafsir of Ayah 17 of Surah Yunus right now. Haya. So yeah, it's really interesting. The thing about Islam is that no matter the situation, like for this specific thing where he's addressing the people in Mecca, the polytheists, the mushrikeen, and it applies to himself and them in that moment, it's not just for that moment, it's also a timeless warning. So even though it applies to them, it applies to those who come after as well. This goes to any shiuch who's utilizing Islam to get their own wants and needs. And it's really, really sad. You see a lot of corrupt people, and I have had literally like my own ustad, like from not mine, but like he was a major uh vital aspect in my school growing up, and he was, exposed for uh, terrible things. So this is somebody who's using Islam to get his way. And he did do that. He used Islam to, make people do things that he wanted them to do for his own, you know, uh, you know, I don't know, pleasure, whatever. But that's a huge criminal behavior to use Islam in that way. Like he could, I don't know, do anything, but he used Islam to do it. And this is directly addressing those types of people. And to reject the truth, that's also a huge thing. I mean, there are people who know about Islam, who were born into Muslim families, and then later when they're older, they reject it just because it doesn't fit to their own wants. Everybody just, both sides are worshipping their own desires instead of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's what criminals do. They just want to do what they want to do. I think Drea should become in the future a teacher of Quran teaching child. Aw, I'm complimented by that. Thank you so much. The best of people are those who learn the Quran and they teach it. So, I mean, inshallah, if that is written for me, I'd be really happy. But I don't know. I'll just for now, just teach on live streams. That's it. Because you know the Quran and Hadith, you know how to explain. Or maybe you're a teacher, Joy. I'm not. But thank you so much for saying that. I'm very happy. Alhamdulillah. If you're happy, I'm happy. You know, the ummah is one body. If you're sad, I'm sad. If you're happy, I'm happy. Beautiful handwriting, Joya. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Hayat. Yeah, I'm not trying my best. I could make it much neater, but yeah, I have to write a lot. But after this page, we're gonna move on to reading, inshallah. Did you use the book in the future because you always type in Joya? Hmm, I that's a good question. I feel like in the future, after finishing the whole book, I will if I need to reference it, I just look back at it. But it's while I'm writing that I'm trying to understand the ayah and everything that it means. So yeah, it is worth it to look back at it though. Hope I don't know if that answered your question correctly. I don't know if I understood it properly either, but yeah. What do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, that's a good question. That's something that I ask younger people so I could get ideas from them. What should I be? But yeah, for real, when if I can, graduate someday, inshallah, and Allah blesses me with opportunities to actually get hired and stuff, I want to be a data scientist and make money online, remote, keep it halal, inshallah, make money, good money that way. Anything that pays well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't judge what comes out of their mouths. He knows what's in the heart. So, are there any more reflections to, draw from this ayah? Hayat, you're really hardworking. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khairan. I'm not as hardworking as I wish to be, just because, like, you know, this is kind of the only productive thing I do in the day, and there's like 24 hours in the day. I could utilize my time much better, but sometimes I just get stuck in a rut and, like, it's hard to move. But, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't say he likes the one who does the most, right? He said he loves the one who does small things consistently. The best actions are the one Allah loves those who, are consistent with their actions. So I try to be consistent at least, even if I don't make the most out of my entire 24-hour day. I mean, yeah, I mean, so do you know this ayah? Any reflections you could get from this? It's not like we have to fill up the whole page. I just like not leaving something blank. But yeah, let me think for a bit. The Prophet SAW is not only addressing the people he's conveying to here, but this ayah holds him accountable too, because both actions are lying about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and also rejecting the truth are criminal behaviors. Both sides are conforming to their own desires over Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because some corrupt people use Islam and twist what it teaches for others to do what they want, and they want the most heinous things out there. While those who reject their religion based on how they can't get what they want fall in the same category. They can't accept fighting their nafs, and it doesn't matter what they say. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows their intentions. How old are you? Me, 50, 13, 21 old. Nice. Well, I don't say my age though. It's good that they get held accountable. They need to. It's criminal behavior. You can repent for that, you know, for lying and stuff. But if you don't, it's like the Prophet ﷺ said, one who lies about me or the religion, let him take his seat in the hellfire. So scary. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from being these types of people. It's very easy to say the wrong things about Islam to, you know, like if it's unintentional, then it's not as bad as intentionally doing it, of course, but it's still bad either way. We have to seek repentance all the time. But you know, unintentionally saying something wrong about the religion is still bad. But once we figure it out, we have to figure out we said the wrong thing. We have to, apologize and make tawbah. How old are you, Julia? I don't say my age. Okay, I'm back. Welcome back, Alien. So, some actionable takeaways. Be very careful how we talk about them. And hold ourselves accountable too when talking about Islam. Because that's what the Prophet Islam is doing here. And also, hmm, yeah, don't conform to your own desires. Alright, so we're done. Yeah, I just randomly clicked on live and there she is. Hello, what do I say, bro? Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, I don't know if it just randomly appears if you're subscribed or just like because you watched it before. But yeah, I don't know if it's me or me 5013 is 21 years old complimenting someone handwriting who's definitely under the age of 18. Who's under the age of 18? I'm just protecting my friends. It's not wrong to say your handwriting is nice. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't finish the last chapter. So let's continue reading these last two pages and then we're gonna start chapter 13, inshallah. 224. Not too bad. I am under 18. What did Jamie Israel say? Alright, let's continue, inshallah. So from that, the talk turned to the great hoard itself and to the things that Thorn and Balin remembered. They wondered if they were still lying there unharmed in the hall below. The spears that were made for the armies of the great king Baldorthin, long since dead, each had thrice forged head and their shafts were inlaid with cunning gold, but they were never delivered or paid for. Shields made for warriors long dead, the great golden cup for Thor, two-handed, hammered, and carven with birds and flowers, whose eyes and petals were of jewels, coats of mail gilded and silvered and impenetrable. The necklace of Girion, Lord of Dale, made of 500 emeralds, green as grass, which he gave for the arming of his eldest son in a coat of dwarf-linked rings, the like of which had never been made before, for it was wrought of pure silver to the power and the strength of triple steel. But fairest of all was the great white gem, which the dwarfs had found beneath the roots of the mountain, the heart of the mountain, the Arkenstone of Thrain. Wow. Hold on, let me pull the iPad away since we're done with this. So this family friendly. Yeah, of course. You interpret and then explain the verses. True. But I don't interpret it in any ways that's not already explained. I just elaborate based on what was already said. Yeah, you can do some reaction on videos uploaded to your subscribers. Can you? Oh, yeah, I used to do that, but that's usually when I have my laptop out. I don't have it out at the moment, so we're just gonna read, inshallah. Sometimes I do play games like Scribble.io. I don't know if you've known that, if you know that game, but yeah. When I get my laptop, if you have any recommendations, if you have any videos that I should watch, maybe towards the end of the stream. We'll see. Can't be too long though. Don't make the videos too long. The Arkenstone, murmured Thorin in the dark, half dreaming with his chin up to up upon his knees. It was like a globe with 1,000 facets. It shone like silver in the firelight, like water in the sun, like snow under the stars, like rain upon the moon. But the enchanted desire of the horde had fallen from Bilbo. All through their talk he was only half listening to them. He sat nearest to the door with one ear cocked for any beginnings of a sound without. His other was alert for echoes beyond the murmurs of the dwarfs, for any whisper of a movement from far below. Darkness grew deeper, and he grew even more uneasy, ever more uneasy. Shut the door, he begged them. I fear that dragon in my marrow. I like this silence far less than the uproar of last night. Shut the door before it is too late. Something in his voice gave the dwarves an uncomfortable feeling. Slowly, Thorin shook off his dreams and getting up he kicked away the stone that wedged the door. Then they thrust upon it and it closed with a snap and a clang. No trace of a keyhole was there left on the inside. They were shut in the mountain, and not a moment too soon. They had hardly gone any distance down the tunnel when a blow smote the side of the mountain like the crash of battering rams made of forest oaks and swung by giants. The rock boomed and the walls cracked and stones fell from the roof on their heads. What what would have happened if the door had still been open, I don't like to think. They fled further down the tunnel, glad to be still alive, while behind them, outside, they heard the roar and rumble of Smaug's fury. He was breaking rocks to pieces, smashing wall and cliff with the lashings of his huge tail, till their little lofty camping ground, the scorched grass, the thrush's stone, the snail-covered walls, the narrow ledge, and all disappeared in a jumble of smithereens, and an avalanche of splintered stones fell over the cliff into the valley below. Smog had left his lair in silent stealth, quietly soared into the air, and then floated heavily and slow in the dark like a monstrous crow, down the wind towards the west of the mountain, in the hopes of catching unawares something or somebody there, and of spying the outlet to the passage which the thief had used. This was the outburst of his wrath when he could find nobody and see nothing, even where he guessed the outlet must actually be. I really hope to see you in the future, a good teacher who teaching people child not for free. You take money for that. Aw, thank you so much, Hayat. That's so sweet. You know, yeah, I feel like I'm actually good at something when you say that. But yeah, I do need money because, everybody needs money to survive. I can't use my mouse. My cat scratches me when I put my hand on it. you know, Sometimes the mouse belongs to the cat. And what's good? Bad. Why bad? This looks like a novel you're reading. It is. This is The Hobbit. Yeah, since I'm done writing the reflections for the journal, um, I just try to finish a book. This is the first book that I'm reading that's fiction in my whole life. So, yeah, it's not something I do often. I'm struggling to find my slinky. Oh dear. Hopefully your slinky is there soon. Somewhere around you. Hello, bro. Already, I'm good. How are you? Oh, that's nice. I gotta go now. Bye. Goodbye, Yerska. Have a good rest of your day, inshallah. After he had left off his rage in the way he felt better, and he thought in his heart that he would not be troubled again from that direction. In the meanwhile, he had further vengeance to take. Barrel rider, he snorted, your feet came from the water side, and up the water you came without a doubt. I don't know your smell, but if you are not one of those men of the lake, you had their help. They shall see me and remember who is the real king under the mountain. He rose in fire, went away, south towards the running river. So, Smog is really, really mad. But I think they're safe. I don't know. Thanks to Bilbo's witty, quick thinking. That's great. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if Erskine is still here if he was being sarcastic and actually left. Or didn't actually leave. But yeah. So this is what was actually planned. This is the chapter 13. Finally, we did everything. And now we're gonna start. Any questions? Anybody need a recap? Hey, I should start reading. Exactly. Yes, reading is so good for you. Whether it's fiction or nonfiction, reading in general is just like the one of the best hobbies you could ever pick up. And if it's summer and you're bored, like why not? You know? Especially The Hobbit, like it's such a good book. Honestly, I've been enjoying every second. All right, chapter 13, Not at Home. In the meanwhile, the dwarves sat in darkness, and utter silence fell about them. Little they ate and little they spoke. They could not count the passing of time, and they scarcely dared to move, for the whisper of their voices echoed and rustled in the tunnel. If they dozed, they woke still to darkness and to silence going on unbroken. At last, after days and days of waiting, as it seemed, when they were becoming choked and dazed for want of air, they could bear it no longer. They would almost have welcomed below sounds from below of the dragon's return. In the silence they feared some cunning devilry of his, but they could not sit there for ever. Thorn spoke. Let us try the door, he said. I must feel the wind on my face soon, or I die. I think I would rather be smashed by Smog in the open than suffocate in here. So several of the dwarfs got up and groped back to where the door had been. But they found that the upper end of the tunnel had been shattered and blocked with a broken rock. Neither key nor the magic key had once obeyed would ever open that door again. We're trapped, they groaned. This is the end. We shall die here. But somehow, just when the dwarfs were most despairing, Bilbo felt a strange lightening of the heart, as if a heavy weight had gone from under his waistcoat. Come, come, he said. While there's life, there's hope, as my father used to say, and the third time pays for all. I'm going down the tunnel once again. I have been that way twice when I knew there was a dragon at the other end, so I will risk a third visit when I'm no longer sure. Anyway, the only way out is down, and I think this time you had better all come with me. In desperation, they agreed. I mean, they had to. It's been days, right? They had no other choice. And Thorin was the first to go forward by Bilbo's side. Now do be careful, whispered the hobbit, and as quiet as you can be. There may be no Smog at the bottom, but then again there may be. Don't let us take any unnecessary risks. Down, down they went. The dwarves could not, of course, compare with the hobbit in real stealth, and they made a deal of puffing and shuffling, which echoes magnified alarmingly. But those but though every now and again Bilbo in fear stopped and listened, not a sound stirred below. Near the bottom, as well as he could judge, Bilbo slipped on his ring and went ahead. As he could judge, Bilbo went ahead, but he did not need it. Darkness was complete, and they were all invisible, ring or no ring. In fact, so black was it that the hobbit came to the opening unexpectedly, put his hand on air, stumbled forward, and rolled headlong into the hall. There he lay face downwards on the floor and did not dare to get up, or hardly even to breathe. But nothing moved. There was not a gleam of light, unless, as it seemed to him, when at last he slowly raised his head, there was a pale white glint above him and far off in the gloom. But certainly it was not a spark of dragonfire, though the worm stench was heavy in the place, and the taste of vapor was on his tongue. At last Mr. Baggins could bear it no longer. Confound you, Smog, you worm, he squeaked out loud. Stop playing hide and seek, give me a light, and then eat me if you can't catch me. Whoa, Bilbo getting some guts out of here, out of nowhere. Can we play painting game at the end of stream? Yeah, sure. It's been a long time since we played Scribble.io. Yeah, that one which is trending right now. Funny. Really? Is there a game trending? What is that called? Faint echoes ran round the unseen hall, but there was no answer. Bilbo got up and found that he did not know in what direction to turn. Now I wonder what on earth Smog is playing at. He said, "He's not at home today or tonight or whatever it is, I do believe. If Oin and Gloin had not lost their tinder boxes, perhaps we can make a little light and have a look around before the luck turns." "Light!" he cried. "Can anybody make a light?" The dwarfs, of course, were very alarmed when Bilbo fell forward down the step with a bump into the hall, and they sat huddled just where he had left them at the end of the tunnel. "Shh!" they hissed when they heard his voice, and though that helped the hobbit to find out where they were, it was some time before he could get anything else out of them. But in the end, when Bilbo actually began to stamp on the floor and screamed out, "Light!" at the top of his shrill voice, Thorin gave way and Oin and Gloin were sent back to their bundles at the top of the tunnel. After a while, a twinkling gleam showed them returning, Oin with a small pine torch aligned in his hand, and Gloin with a bundle of others under his arm. Quickly Bilbo trotted to the door and took the torch, but he could not persuade the dwarfs to light the others or to come and join him yet. As Thorn carefully explained, Mr. Baggins was still officially their expert burglar and investigator. If he liked to risk a light, that was his affair. They would wait in the tunnel for his report, so they sat near the door and watched. They saw the little dark shape of the hobbit start across the floor holding his light aloft. Every now and again, while he was still near enough, they caught a glint and a tinkle as he stumbled on some golden thing. The light grew smaller as he wandered away into the vast hall. Then it began to rise dancing into the air. Bilbo was climbing the great mound of treasure. Soon he the top, stood upon the top, and still went on. Then they saw him halt and stoop for a moment, but they did not know the reason. He's getting a little cocky just because 'cause he's been here twice, like, he thinks he knows the way everywhere, like, this ain't your house. Why no one is commenting, it's so quiet. That's true, everybody's paying attention, or they're just not here anymore. It was the Arkenstone, the heart of the mountain, so Bilbo guessed from Thorin's description. But indeed, there could not be two such gems, even in so marvelous a hoard, even in all the world. Ever as he climbed, the same white gleam had shone before him and drawn his feet towards it. And honestly, I don't know if we could play some Scribble tonight because I'm getting really tired. I don't even know if I can finish the chapter because it's a lot of pages. Slowly, it grew to a little globe of pallid light. Now, as he came near, it was tinged with a flickering sparkle of many colors at the surface, reflected and splintered from the wavering light of his torch. At last he looked down upon it, and he caught his breath. The great jewel shone before his feet of its own inner light, and yet, cut and fashioned by the dwarfs who had dug it from the heart of the mountain long ago, it took all the light that fell upon it and changed it into 10,000 sparks of white radiance shot with glints of the rainbow. Suddenly, Bilbo's arm went towards it, drawn by its enchantment. His small hand would not close about it, for it was a large and heavy gem, but he lifted it, shut his eyes, and put it in his deepest pocket. "Now I am a burglar indeed," thought he, "but I suppose I must tell the dwarfs about it, sometime. Then they did say I could pick and choose my own share, and I think I would choose this, if they took all the rest." All the same, he had an uncomfortable feeling that picking and choosing had not really been meant to include this marvelous gem, and that trouble would yet come of it. Now he went on again. Down the other side of the great mound he climbed, and the spark of his torch vanished from the sight of the watching dwarfs. But soon they saw it far away In the distance again, Bilbo was crossing the floor of the hall. Sorry I'm late. No, it's okay, Queen. Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? It's just so quiet. I don't know. The Hobbit is so boring. Reading is boring. It's not boring. You're not paying attention, that's why. I'm late because I was playing a game with my fam. Ooh, was it Uno? I ate really unhealthy today. No. Do you feel okay? Like when I eat unhealthy, like my stomach hurts. Like I literally can't handle unhealthy food. It's either, you know, homemade food or just like if it's gonna be unhealthy, it can't be the entire day. Just like one meal, then I'm good. At least my first meal has to be healthy. Then I can eat whatever. It's boring to hear someone read. Okay, I feel bleh now. No PS5 game. Oh, okay, okay. Well, what is it called? Read. Yeah. Well, you'll get used to it. That's all I gotta say. Only a bat, I suppose, and hope, he said miserably. But now what am I to do? Which is east, south, north, or west? Thorin, Balin, Oin, Gloin, Philly, Killy, he cried as loud as he could. It seemed a thin little noise in the wide blackness. Oh, actually, no, I didn't read it. He went on until he came to the great doors at the further side, and there a draught of air refreshed him. But it almost puffed out his light. He peeped timidly through and caught a glimpse of great passage and of the dim beginnings of wide stairs going up into the gloom. And still there was no sight nor sound of Smaug. He was just going to turn and go back when a black shape swooped at him and brushed his face. He squeaked and stumbled backward and fell. His torch dropped head downwards and went out. Only a bat, I suppose, and hope, he said miserably. But now what am I to do? Which is east, south, north, west? No, thorn, thorn, balling, one going Philly kill, he cried out loud as he could. It seemed a thin little noise in the wide blackness. That's so scary, yo! Y'all think this is boring? Like, what is this black shape that swooped at him? Y'all, I'm at the edge of my seat. Since it was a draw between Colombia and Portugal, now Portugal has faced countries, three countries. That makes sense, you know. Um, I mean, Cape Verde has to go against Argentina. Like they made it so far for such a small country, but this is the end of the road for them. Everybody knows already. What's the lore of the Hobbit? Tell us all the details. Well, you could always rewatch my previous lives where I'm reading it from chapter one all the way till now. That's a lot of lives though, I gotta say. Sorry I'm back, my brother took my phone. That's okay. It's not boring. Thank you, Alien. Let's continue reading then. The light's gone out. Somebody come and find me and help me. For the moment his courage had failed altogether. Faintly the dwarves heard his small cries, though the only word they could catch was help. Now what on earth under it has happened? What on earth or under it has happened? Said Thorin. Certainly not the dragon, or he would not go on squeaking. They waited a moment or two. And still, there were no dragon noises. No sound at all, in fact, but Bilbo's distant voice. Come, one of you, get another light or two, Thorin ordered. It seemed we have got to go and help our burglar. It is about our turn to help, said Balin. And I am quite willing to go, anyway. I expect it is safer for the moment. It is safe for the moment. Gloin lit several more torches, and then they all crept out one by one and went along the wall as hurriedly as they could. It was not long before they met Bilbo himself coming back towards them. His wits had quickly returned as soon as he saw the twinkle of their lights. Only a bat and a dropped torch, nothing worse, he said in answer to their questions. Though they were much relieved, they were inclined to get grumpy at being frightened for nothing. But what they would have said if he had told them at the moment about the Arkenstone, I don't know. The mere fleeting glimpses of treasure which they had caught as they went along had rekindled all the fire of their dwarfish hearts, and when the heart of a dwarf, even the most respectable, is awakened by gold and by jewels, he grows suddenly bold and he may become fierce. And that's all humans, though. I mean, not just dwarves, but anybody who sees like a pile of treasure that's meant for them, like they could take. Yeah, it's gonna open something in you, like you even don't know. Yo, noob, go play Roblox, kid. You could always do that. Like nobody's forcing you. You'll think blind people reading horror. I mean, they can't really imagine, can they? I don't know. Yo, I want KFC, but my brother says to get kebabs, and I don't like kebabs. I don't know how someone can not like kebabs. Unless they have onions in the kebab, then that makes sense. And usually they do, but yeah, I can't stand onions. KFC does sound better compared to that, but depends what kind of kebab you get. You can't force me. My humor is so broken. Oh, sorry, I didn't get your joke. I didn't even see it. But if it was bad, thank you for retracting that. Alright. The dwarves indeed no longer needed any urging. All were now eager to explore the hall while they had the chance, and willing to believe that, for the present, Smog was away from home. Each now gripped a lighted torch, and as they gazed, first on one side and then on another, they forgot fear and even caution. They spoke aloud and cried out to one another, and they lifted old treasures from the mound or from the wall and held them in the light, caressing and fingering them. Philly and Killy were almost in merry mood, and finding still, hanging there, many golden harps strung with silver, they took from them and struck them, and being magical and also untouched by the dragon, who had small interest in music, they were still in tune. The dark hall was filled with a melody that had long been silent, but most of the dwarfs were more practical. They gathered gems and stuffed their pockets and let what they could not carry fall back through their fingers with a sigh. Thorn was not least among these, but always he searched from side to side for something which he could not find. It was the Arkenstone, but he spoke of it yet to no one. Ooh. So Bilbo got it, but he's not saying that. Like he doesn't speak unless he has to, whether it's the Arkenstone or the gold ring that makes him invisible. Assalamu alaikum. Yo, Sahid, welcome back to the stream. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How you been? Hope you've been good, inshallah. Hmm. Understand RC plain electronics. My rule is if I find something I like or want and it doesn't have a name on it, then I'm taking it. Oh, finders keepers. Yeah, it's kind of a bad rule. That's actually burglary. Hi, hello, IHML built peep in B. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? I'll just call you um I don't know, built? Yeah. What do y'all's crush? Don't ask that question. It's haram. Noob, you know that. If you like say anything regarding I don't know, like cause this isn't your first time. You know, if you mess up one more time, you're gonna get hidden. But for your own good, just so you could learn. Now the dwarves took down mail and weapons from the walls and armed themselves. Royal indeed did Thorn look, clad in a coat of gold-plated rings with a silver-hafted axe in a belt crusted with scarlet stones. "Mr. Baggins," he cried, "here's the first payment of your reward. Cast off your old coat and put on this." With that he put on Bilbo a small coat of mail, wrought for some young elf prince long ago. It was of silver steel, which the elves called mithril. Oh my gosh, mithril! And with it went a belt of pearls and crystals, a light helm of figured leather, strengthened beneath with hoops of steel, and studded about the brim with white gems, and set upon the hobbit's head. Man, I love I remember Mithril in the Lego Hobbit game. it really brings back a lot of memories. Gotta go. Okay, bye, Queen. Take care. First of all, I didn't know. You didn't know that was haram? I highly doubt that. Take care of them. I'm gonna take care of them. Yeah, I need to study. I still didn't study anything yet, but I don't know how to study science. Please help me. Okay, Bana Alho, welcome to the stream, first of all. And second of all, um, consider this really important study method called spaced repetition and active recall. So you basically just look over whatever you have to study for like just several times, look back at it, you know, try to let it sink in, and then rewrite it on a paper like from your memory. Make sure you get it down like that, and just like keep doing it. If you forget later on, just keep doing it. That helps it stay in the long term memory, not just short term. It's just that live chat is drier than the Sahara Desert. I don't tell lies. Telling lies is haram. Stop yapping, new. Uh, y- First of all, just because the chat is dry doesn't mean that you can troll. Second of all, there's a nicer way to stop somebody who's like trying to troll as well. So you don't be so harsh to use the word "shut up" because that's mean. But also, don't troll. If you had a chance to make a dress made out of fictional material, which material would you choose? Fictional materials? I don't know any fictional materials. Hmm. I don't know why the Hunger Games comes to mind when the whole thing went on fire. They were like catching fire, but it was safe. Safe fire. That's pretty cool though, I gotta say. Maybe that's my answer. We're the Wagwaners. We serve Her Majesty the Queen Wags. Wagwan's Wags. Wagwan to use will. David Solomon, how's it going? Or should I say Wagwan? Because that means how's it going? Oh, thanks, cause the final is tomorrow. I think when it comes to really close deadlines, the only way to really, you know, uh get all of it in that, you know, any amount of material in your brain is to just like just lock in, just like uh I guess you could cram but also just like keep doing it over and over. You're the material that hosted Infinity Stones. Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch that. The what's his name? The purple guy. If I did, I forgot. Vibranium? Oh, I see. Anyways, let's continue. But yeah, I hope you do well in your final tomorrow, Banalho. I feel magnificent, he thought, but I expect I look rather absurd. How they would laugh on the hill at home. Still, I wish there was a looking glass handy. All the same, Mr. Baggins kept his head more clear of the bewitchment of the hoard than the dwarfs did. Long before the dwarfs were tired of examining the treasures, became wary of it and sat down on the floor, and he began to wonder nervously what the end of it all would be. I would give you a good many of these precious goblets, he thought, for a drink of something cheering out of one of Bjorn's wooden bowls. Man, I miss Bjorn. That was like a nice chapter. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thorin, he cried out loud. What next? We're armed, but what good has any armor ever been before against Smog the Dreadful? This treasure is not yet won back. We are not looking for gold yet, but for a way of escape, and we have tempted luck too long. Oh, I just googled it. It's vibranium. Vibranium plus carbon fiber is indestructible and lightweight. Yeah, I've never heard of that. You speak the truth, answered Thorin, recovering his wits. Let us go, I'll guide you. Not in 1,000 years should I forget the ways of this palace. Then he hailed the others, and they gathered together, and holding their torches above their heads, they passed through the gaping doors, not without many a backward glance of longing. Their glittering mail they had covered again with their old cloaks and their bright helms, with their tattered hoods, and one by one they walked behind Thorin, a line of little lights in the darkness that halted often, listening in fear once more for any rumor of the dragon's coming. Though all the old adornments were long mouldered or destroyed, and though all was befouled and blasted with the comings and goings of the monster, Thor knew every passage and every turn. They climbed long stairs, and turned and went down wide echoing ways, and turned again, and climbed yet more stairs, and yet more stairs again. These were smooth, cut out of the living rock, broad and fair, and up the dwarfs went, and they met no sign of any living thing, only feared furtive shadows that fled from the approach of their torches fluttering in the draught. Sounds like jinns, bro. The steep the steps were not made all the same for hobbit legs, and Bilbo was just feeling that he could go on no longer, when suddenly the roof sprang high and far beyond the reach of their torchlight. A white glimmer could be seen coming through some opening far above, and the air smelt sweeter. Before them, light came dimly through the great doors that hung twisted on their hinges and half burnt. "This is the great chamber of Thror," said Thorin, "the hall of feasting and of council. Not far off now is the front gate." They passed through the ruined chamber. Tables were rotting there, chairs and benches were lying there overturned, charred and decaying. Skulls and bones were upon the floor among flagons and bowls and broken drinking horns and dust. As they came through yet more doors at the further end, a sound of water fell upon their ears, and the grey lights grew suddenly more full. It is fictional, but the cult made of light itself. What do you think about it? Made of light? What does that look like? Like a white light? Is it fluorescent light? Hmm. I guess that's pretty cool because no one can really look at you. They might get blinded. Yeah, what you guys think of infinity nines to equal to one? Hmm, that's a good question. I don't know. Dress wear by people of Jannah. Oh, that's so interesting. Wait, actually, that makes a lot of sense because, like, your good deeds will come to you as a person. It's gonna be like that, you know, just full of light. And you can be like, whoa. And when you actually go to Jannah, you'll be wearing your good deeds like that. SubhanAllah. So interesting. Made fully of light. You know, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to be a light in the dark in a physical sense. It was so dark once, and he started to glow actually. And it's true. Sometimes, humans have bioluminescence in them as well. So, yeah, don't ask me for dalil, where I got that dalil from, but I've just read it in a hadith before. All right, 4 more pages of this book, and then maybe we could play Scribble or, I don't know, react to someone's video. Whose was it? What do I say, bro? His video. Noor. For me, infinity has no start or end, it just exists and are everywhere. Yeah, exactly. That's what infinity is. Personally, I don't believe on that things. It's okay, there's no compulsion in religion. You're not forced to believe anything that you don't believe in. I mean, it's good to, but no one can force it. It's just you who accepts it for yourself. "There's the birth of the running river," said Thorn. "From here it hastens to the gate. Let us follow it." Out of darkness opening Out of a dark opening in a wall of rock there issued a boiling water, and it flowed swirling in a narrow channel, carved and made straight and deep by the cunning of ancient hands. Oh look, Junie's here. She's in the back though. Oh, she's coming closer. Hi, Junie. She's kind of scared though. She's playing with Yuki's tail. React to my videos, please. Yeah, maybe after I finish reading. If I finish reading. If I don't, I can't. What a big dog. Infinity is infinitely small and big and is a circle sphere. Oh yeah, there's actually something called the Mandelbrot set that you could look into that really, you know, blows a lot of mathematicians' minds just because it's so infinite. And some people actually use that as a proof for the existence of God. Because infinity, if infinity is real, then what makes someone think that God is not real? You know, there are things out there that we can't even grasp. Oh my goodness, Junie, what is she doing? She does not like affection at all. Just because you're a street cat doesn't mean that you shouldn't like affection. Like you're not that feral. Oh, Yuki's getting mad. Yuki, don't do that. She actually made his ear bleed because she's so feisty. Whoa, whoa, what's going on there? Yeah, I know, right? Junie's bullying him, but he's trying to be patient. I mean, when he loses his patience, he gets really bad. Atheists can't answer this question. If God isn't real, why did the apple fall on Isaac Newton? Isaac Newton. That's because gravity exists. Like they could believe in gravity, but not God. You know, it's yeah. So Yuki, no, 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 Yuki, stop, 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 stop. Yuki's like, you don't stop her though. She's a kitten. You can't be mean to a kitten. Okay. Beside it ran a stone-paved road wide enough for many men abreast. Swiftly along this they ran, and round a wide sweeping turn, and behold, before them stood the broad light of day. In front there rose a tall arch, still showing the fragments of old cavern work within, worn and splintered and blackened though it was. A misty sun sent in its pale light between the arms of the mountain, and beams of gold fell on the pavement as at the threshold. A whirl of bats, frightened from slumber by their smoking torches, flurried over them, and they sprang forward, their feet slithered on stones rubbed smooth and slimed by the passages of the dragon. Now, before them the water fell noisily outward and foamed down towards the valley. They flung their pale torches to the ground and stood gazing out with dazzled eyes. They were come to the front gate and were looking out upon Dale. Look, Junie! So cute. Junie! Hi guys! I'm Junie. Hello. I'm so cute. But I hate being pet for some reason. I'm just a baby, but I already have boundaries. I wonder the apple from Isaac is displayed in a museum. Impossible. It's rotted by now. Or dumb kid, bro. Seriously, that's a cute dog. Anyways, oh, okay. She's so abusive to Yuki though. I don't know if y'all can see it, but she's like slapping him. She's biting him too. I guess she's bored. She wants someone to play with her. Well, said Bilbo, I never expected to be looking out of this door, and I never expected to be so pleased to see the sun again, and to feel the wind on my face. But ow, this wind is cold. It was. A bitter easterly breeze blew with the threat of oncoming winter. It swirled over and round the arms of the mountain into the valley, inside among the rocks. After their long time in the stewing depths of the dragon-haunted caverns, they shivered in the sun. Suddenly, Bilbo realized that he was not only tired but also very hungry indeed. It seems to be late morning, he said, and so I suppose it is more or less breakfast time, if there is any breakfast to have. but I don't feel that Smog's front doorstep is the safest place for a meal. Do let's go somewhere where we can stay quiet for a bit. Quite right, said Balin, and I think I know which way we should go. We ought to make for the old lookout post at the southwest corner of the mountain. How far is that? Asked the Hobbit. Asked the Hobbit. 5 hours march, I should think. It will be rough going. The road from the gate along the left edge of the stream seems all broken up. But look down there. The river loops suddenly east across dale in front of the ruined town. At that point, there was once a bridge leading to steep stairs that climbed up the right bank, and so to a road running towards Ravenhill. There is, or was, a path that left the road and climbed up to the post. A hard climb too, even if the old steps are still there. 5 hours just to have a little breakfast, if the breakfast even exists, because they stayed in the cave for a long time, so all the food must be gone by now. Hey Joe, a new member here. Who? Hello, Pistol Pup. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Y'all believe in time travel exists? Nah, time travel does not exist. It only moves forward. Time never goes backwards. It's relative, yeah. I could slow down or speed up, but it can't go backwards. That's how in space time is different than on Earth. Dear me, grumbled the hobbit. More walking and more climbing without breakfast. I wonder how many breakfasts and other meals we have missed inside that nasty clockless timeless hole. As a matter of fact, 2 nights and the day between had gone by, and not altogether without food, since the dragon smashed the magic door. But Bilbo was had quite lost count, and it might have been one night or a week of nights for all he could tell. Come, come, and said Thorin, laughing. His spirits had begun to rise again, and he rattled the precious stones in his pockets. Don't call my palace a nasty hole. You wait till it has been cleaned and redecorated. That won't be till Smog's dead, said Bilbo glumly. In the meanwhile, where is he? I would give a good breakfast to just to know. I would give a good breakfast to know. I hope he is not up on the mountain looking down at us. That idea disturbed the dwarves mightily, and they quickly decided that Bilbo and Balin were right. We must move away from here, said Dory. I feel as if his eyes were on the back of my head. It's a cold, lonesome place, said Bomber. There may be drink, but I see no signs of food. A dragon would always be hungry in such parts. Come on, cried the others. Let us follow Balin's path. So here's some three dots. I might just stop here, to be honest. What's up? Yo, Shashank King, welcome back to the stream. King, welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Wait, Joe will greet you once she's done with this page. Wow, how'd you know that? What's up? Yeah, it's okay, bro. Alright. I know I said we're gonna, I don't know, play Scribble, react to videos. I kind of feel bad for saying that because I don't want to, you know, raise your hopes just to not do that. But I didn't finish the chapter. That's what I meant. We have to finish the chapter. But I didn't read whatever was left of the last one, so that's like, it's like too much to do. I don't know. Maybe we could take a break a little bit and then finish it. One more page to it. That's true. It's not even that long. But yeah, we could take a break talking. My videos are um don't say that. It's not family friendly. And what do we talk about, new? I said think before you speak. That was your last warning, so you're gonna get hidden from the channel. Bye. Yeah, yeah, take a break. Okay. How's it going, Shashank? I hope you've been good. Let me know how your day was. And also, what do I say, bro? Maybe we could use this break time to react to some videos. If I can find my laptop, that is, I don't know where it is. Hmm. It's my iPad. I have YouTube here. I'm good. I'm good. Nice. Okay. So you said your channel, right? What do I say, bro? Was it this video that you wanted me to react to? Introduce yourself, Juria. Hi, I'm Juria. I don't know. I study, I stream studying videos, even though I don't pass all my classes. No, not mine. Okay. Then whose? Then what? Post the link in the chat. Do Alien. Is Alien still here? Was it this one that you wanted to react to? No, you have YouTube Premium. Yes, I do. That's my face. Yeah, looks like it. I have YouTube Premium. Nice, you think? So I don't know which video you guys said to react to. Well, yeah, never mind. Watch. Are you sure? You seem very hesitant. Well, that's kind of a long. Thanks, sister. I think before I spoke, I thought that was my family friendly. That word was family friendly. What did you say? I don't know. A B C D E F G H. Oh, you're that guy. I don't know what Alien is saying here. To be honest, it's not really a video. It's just like he's whispering around the house. But this is your other account, noob. Do mine, bro. I was gonna do yours first, but I love. Oh wait, I love Kung Fu Panda. Oh my god. That's why they call it the present. I know my lord. Stole. That's beautiful. I think this book is I've seen in the library. The Hobbit? Oh my god, the good dinosaur. I love that movie. Nothing. Haha. Placebo. That was beautiful. 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for that video. To be honest, what do I say? Rose is the one insulting me. I mean, you're the one bypassing and acting up first. I mean, I'm not saying though what he said is right, like to call you those things. I did call him out for that too. But honestly, if you're not gonna think before you speak, that's what's gonna happen, you know. But you're defending yourself and coming through an alternate account instead of apologizing. So if you're not gonna change yourself, you're just gonna get hidden again until you do change. Bye, Julia. Okay, bye. Take care. All right. Should I finish this? I don't know. I think I'll leave it for tomorrow. Uwe would be upset with me. Said, "Never leave for tomorrow what can be done today." I'm sorry. Okay, it's fine. Anyways, I'm gonna stop the stream here. Hopefully, the next one I'll finish that last page and then continue on and finish the next chapter. Anyways, take care, guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.